Is things finally heating up on the day that West Ham are actually playing a Premier League game? Join me as I talk you through all the West Ham transfers. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. This is live. This is an update coming out of West Ham. There's so much, honestly, and I'll be frank with you. I'll be quite glad when this window has closed and we can then focus fully on the full season ahead, which we've got a lot to get through. To be honest, don't we? We really, really do. But we've got lots of stories coming your way. Lots of stories coming your way. And I'm just trying to, if you give me 2 seconds, something's just been sent to me, and I'm just trying to find out how true this is what I've seen is. So just bear with me. And do you know what? I'm not going to hide it from you. I'm going to share it with you as well. There's no point, who am I to pretend to be what I'm not an ITK. I'm not interested in being an ITK. Now, I just want to address this picture is going around the internet right now is Saïd Benrahma wearing a Lyon tracksuit. Now, I don't know how true this is. I'm trying to find out if someone has doctored it or whatever. But if it is or is not, then I don't know. But I just thought I'd bring it to you anyway. Now, listen. The story I was going to talk to you about first and foremost is actually about Benrahma, because rumours are suggesting that a Premier League club is looking to hijack the deal, and that is that maybe Issa Diop is working on bringing Benrahma to Fulham, because apparently Fulham were trying to hijack a last-minute deal to bring Benrahma to them. Now, what we believe is his medical has been booked with the club in France, and Fulham have come in and are very active in the window. We've seen them make a move for former West Ham player Sebastian Haller. That was knocked back. But now they're pushing, apparently, to try and get Benrahma. The option that we believe that's on the table right now is Lyon have got an option to take him on loan, subject to making that deal a permanent deal. So I'm not going to dress over this situation. That's exactly what we knew. But they are looking, apparently, at trying to bring him in to the club and keep him there. Now, they do have some money on their side. They're putting bids in left, right, and centre for players, and they could be looking at trying to bring Benny into the club. This is interesting. This is an interesting situation. So it makes me think that maybe this picture that I've sent is doctored. I don't know. I just literally got sent to me as we went live on the show just now. I really honestly couldn't tell you what to believe anymore. But there you go. So listen, the situation with Benny is Fulham potentially looking to hijack it. I wonder if West Ham could play a little bit of, playing up against each other to see if there's a way of us actually getting more money out of the deal that's possible. What we do know is Benrahma probably won't be a West Ham player come the end of this window, and with all due respect, we will thank him for his time at the club. Now it's a case of West Ham protecting the asset and trying to get as much money as we possibly can, with all due respect. Now, if he's open to a move to Fulham, then so be it. If he's, and if West Ham can drive that price up to keep him in the Premier League, it's not ideal keeping him in the Premier League, but do you know what? Let's do it to get as much money we can in to progress ourselves up the ranks. So put your comments in. Let me know your thoughts on potentially Benny in France or Fulham. Who knows? Who actually knows? Now, without going further ahead, let me talk to you about the latest prize at Football Prizes. Jared Bowen signed and framed West Ham shirt, all for the price of £3.95, 149 tickets, available tickets, and the competition does end on Monday, the 5th of February at 7:30 p.m. Make sure you get across there and check it out. On top of that, there are 22 instant win prizes, low odds, instant win draw. You find low odds instant win ticket, and you will be entered into an additional low odds draw for 2 West Ham versus Brentford hospitality tickets as well. So all for the price of £3.95 for one ticket. Get yourself across there. Fantastic prizes as per usual. In order to enter that competition, you will just have to click the link that is in the chat. So make sure you do this, and then you get a chance to go across there and, of course, enter the competition yourselves as well. So I've covered that. Let me get on to the next story, which is a bit of a kind of breaking news story, and is West Ham are supposedly, with so many potential outs out the door, we are supposedly looking at a deal for Marseille winger and apparently long-time admirer Ismaila Sarr, an attempt to bolster our attacking options. Now, several reports are saying that he is always and has been always interested in the move. Let me just see here something. Let me just see. 2 seconds. Just want to double check. I'm just trying to do a bit of due diligence because I'm live and this is all happening right now. I'm trying to find out how true that picture is of Benrahma. So I've sent it to where it needs to go for me to find out. But yeah, West Ham supposedly are investigating the world of bringing Ismaila Sarr to the club as an attacking options. That is, of course, down to the news that we're hearing that this deal could also go through, which is Pablo Fornals to Betis. Apparently, the valuations are closing. There is strong interest that they're going to try and move to bring Pablo Fornals to Betis back to Spain. And if that does happen, West Ham are going to be short, and we do need to bring a recruit in. There is no ifs or buts or maybes. That is something we absolutely would have to look at, is bringing some extra recruits in. And that recruit bringing in could be bringing in this guy Sarr, who West Ham have previously looked at before as well. A long-standing interest in the player following his spell at Watford in the Premier League, where he did frequently stand out and, in actual fact, was one of their most important players. And in actual fact, I would have really, really liked him. But following the relegation to the Championship, a lot of that interest died down. And even though he remained on our radar, he moved to Marseille, which has not really necessarily paid off for him. And he's just made 8 starts in Ligue 1 since the transfer was made last summer, making him almost probably immediately available to move straight back in to the Premier League as soon as we can. But what do you get with a player like Sarr? He has got frightening talent, to be honest. Senegalese international, been knocked out of the AFCON and is now back ready to rock and roll. But he's got explosive pace, which we do know is what this West Ham team likes to do. He's confident on the ball, but he does have a kind of direct style of play. Combined with that speed, it would absolutely help West Ham's kind of counter-attacking option as well. Now, it could be available for a low fee, dramatically low fee, considering West Ham were looking potentially at paying upwards of supposedly quoted £20 million at the time. So we're just trying to corroborate the story for Benrahma with the picture. But yeah, I don't know the situation. I mean, I find it odd. Sorry, and because this show's live, and this is what happens when you do these live shows. I find it odd that he would be walking around with his Leon tracksuit on and taking pictures with fans when the deal's not being done as such. So I just tread carefully with that picture. If anyone has just joined me, you would have to see what happens. But the biggest thing with Sarr for me would be just having to bring some cover in there in that position, because if we do lose Pablo Fornals and we do lose Benrahma, then we would need desperate cover for that position, and that's something that would be massively key for West Ham. Now, let's look at Sarr's history of football. Obviously, Senegalese international, 57 games for them, scoring 11 goals at international level. But something we need to be mindful of, the fact is he's 25 years old. So he's still really young, and he can cover anywhere on the right wing, even on the left winger, and predominantly as a centre forward. So he's covered many, many areas in the park. Like I said, he's got 14 games under his belt this season, 3 goals, 1 assist. He's played in the Europa League with 5 games and 1 goal there as well. Obviously, with the Champions League qualifiers previously to dropping into the Europa League. But previous to that, playing for Watford, 131 games, predominantly most of them, actually, let me just double check, most of them in the Premier League. He played 131 times, scored 34 goals and 24 assists in, yes, a struggling Watford side. Nobody can take that away from him. Stade Rennes played 477 games, 18 goals, 16 assists. FC Metz, 33 games, 5 goals, 5 assists. Marseille, 21 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. But predominantly, he's played over 140 games on the right wing and 50 games on the left wing. Equally as important on both sides, so he can cover both of those angles as well. So there is your little bit of a transfer update. What do you think? Leave it in the comments and let me know. We have to sign someone, don't we? Well, if these two players head out, we are massive, then yes, we do, because we'll be leaving ourselves really thin. Really thin. It is match day. Join us. We'll be bringing you all the match day content very shortly. Russ is obviously giving you the match day afternoon, so go and check that out. We'll give you a predicted 11 and then obviously the match day live, followed by the review, and then take you right into the end of the transfer window. I'm just intrigued because it's an interesting world. It's like, it's the last day, West Ham are playing, and are we going to be so active? I just would be really surprised if we sold or got rid of 2 players and didn't bring in a recruit. I'd be really surprised. So let's hope that Tim Steidten is doing his job behind the scenes. Come on, you Irons, let's get a winger today from Thomas. Typical West Ham, all the action on the last afternoon, evening of the window. Yeah, the one thing I don't understand is that why leaving it so late. I've never understood that. Is Sarr coming in? Your guess is as good as mine, mate. Your guess is as good as mine. Who actually knows? Let me just forward that somewhere. Letting 2 go and replacing with no one else is crazy, but we have to wait and see. Come 11 o'clock tonight, we definitely can make that judgment 100%. Should have signed him 2 to 3 seasons ago. He has blistering pace at the AFCON, and for Watford, obviously Senegal have been chucked out as well. Just while you're on, let me just also check this again. Like I said, is live, so it will all be updating left, right, and center. And because we have the game, that's the key part. Because we have the game, we will have loads of updates as it's going, probably pre-game, and then going into the end of the season, the end of the game, going into 11 o'clock tonight as well. So yeah, I mean, on top of this, I mean, I've not even mentioned him, is Max Corney, because apparently Crystal Palace are kicking about and looking at trying to see if they can do a deal. So I'd be really surprised. Okay, there is more news coming out, and that is about Crystal Palace apparently agreeing terms with West Ham for the loan of Max Corney. And it's all hinging on whether or not West Ham can bring a winger into the club. What we do know is that Osman is ready to rock and roll and go if he can, if the deal can be done. So we will have to see. Talks are still continuing over outgoings. Benrahma's close to the deal to move out on loan. Betis is pushing for Pablo Fornals. Max Corney to Palace is not being ruled out. West Ham desperately trying to bring some recruits in. So it's interesting that we've left business to the last minute to get this done. Then yeah, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. Sorry, there's so much. So what I might do is I might go away, do a little bit more due diligence, find out some more information. Depending on what comes our way, we'll bring you some more news for you. But that's the update. That's where we're at just now on deadline day for you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you do hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the bell notification to be notified when we do go live, because we'll bring to you as much of the news as we possibly can. Take it easy, everyone. And of course, come on, you wonderful, wonderful Irons.